Hey there, Rednecks, Preppies, Redneck Preppies. It's me, the Redneck Preppy. How you doing today? Great, good. An off-the-cuff video today because it was actually prompted by a few questions that people sent me about a rifle that recently appeared in Canadian gun stores. The rifle in question is a Chinese Type 56. Of course, their version of the Soviet Union's SKS-45. What makes them unique, and I do use that word with a very heavy dose of quotation marks, is that they have plastic stocks. Now, I must emphasize plastic because these ones are not Bakelite, as some people have been saying. And these stocks have the name, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if this is a Chinese description or a relatively recent collector's creation of jungle stocks. Now, what we know about these plastic stocks is up for a bit of debate. You'll find all sorts of statements and conjecture in, one forum or website that will be immediately contradicted by the next forum or website that you visit. Even go-to website, sksfiles.com, doesn't have much in the way of information outside of a single forum thread on the topic. Here's what I managed to cover. The stocks were in fact manufactured by the Chinese, largely it seems for the export market. That said, there have been some Type 56 rifles found that have these plastic stocks complete with matching serial numbers to the rifle. Now, whether those numbers were official and added at the factory or added later, no idea. And I've also heard of rifles from multiple plants, 106 and 606 are the ones that I've found, that have plastic stocks. I've also come across two different reasons why the Chinese made these stocks. Well, at least the reasons that people claim, and neither of them are particularly convincing to me. The first is that the Chinese periodically ran low on wood and substituted the plastic stocks. The second reason is that the Chinese were sending arms to the North Vietnamese, and the plastic stocks did better in the hot and humid environment of the Vietnamese jungles. Perhaps, but I've never heard of a massive Chinese wood shortage in the 1960s. Could have happened, just never heard of it though. And I have plenty of pictures of Viet Cong soldiers carrying wood stock Type 56 rifles. Either or both of these reasons could still be true. I'm just saying. There's also a debate about bayonets. It seems that these stocks may have been designed originally for the spike bayonets, but you will find plenty with the blade bayonet that the Chinese used until 1964. Some speculate that any plastic stocked rifles with a blade bayonet had those stocks modified aftermarket to accept them. I can't find an answer to that. I also contacted the companies to ask if they had been imported with the plastic stocks or added later, but all I was told by one was that they received the rifles from the importer with plastic stocks. They did not share the importer's name, and I wasn't too surprised by that, though I have a feeling I know who it was. Now, I can't confirm it, so I'm not going to speculate openly about that. The bottom line, however, is that these plastic stocked Type 56 rifles are not rare or unique. In fact, in the United States, a lot of collectors avoid them because they're seen as bubbaed rifles. In fact, crates of the plastic stocks were imported into the United States decades ago, and many believe that a lot of the Type 56 rifles, not to mention plenty of SKS-45s, that have plastic stocks in the United States are aftermarket editions. That leads me to another point. Those crated stocks came in cosmoline. So just because your jungle stock Type 56 has cosmoline on it doesn't mean that it's some unissued treasure. It could have honestly just come from the stock. That said, the clue that they aren't rare or unique is in the pricing. Both outlets are selling them for about what a usual Type 56 runs for in Canada, which is about $500 Canadian at this moment, and less than what Soviet SKS-45s are going for. Should you buy one? Personally, I like the wood and steel of the Type 56 more than one with a plastic stock, but you may have a preference for the look. Or plastic works better for you in care and maintenance. I've also noticed that the plastic stocks are often in very nice condition, so if aesthetics is a thing, might be something for you to consider. It's your money, but just be aware that you are not buying some kind of Chinese unicorn. Now, just to self-promote, back in October 2023, I released a video on the history of the Type 56 rifle. You can find a link to it in the description below. I didn't even address plastic stocks in the video because I felt at the time that they weren't a military thing, but were a strictly export item. At any rate, I hope you found today's video to at least be vaguely entertaining and mildly informative. As always, I hope your forays into the world of military surplus are always fruitful. Take care, and bye-bye.